What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Leave Talks. My name is Rob. Today, talking about Paddy Pimblett. Why does Paddy Pimblett think he's a bigger star as he is? I'm from the UK originally, right? And I love it when you see these up-and-coming athletes from the UK who have this, like, just aura behind them, as some athletes do. And maybe all right, they have a group following already. He's an established group, and they have this this entourage that follows them where they go, and the country gets behind them, and there's patriotism, and there's everything that kind of goes behind it, right? And I get that to an extent. But the problem is Paddy Pimblett thinks he's up here when I don't think he is. And there's nothing against him for that. Like, I'm a big fan. I like Paddy Pimblett, and I think he's got a very, very unique skill set, and I think he's good. I don't think he's world class yet, but I think he's good. He's got to come a long way to go, but I think he's got potential. He's still young. There's years left in him yet. There's plenty of years left in him. Future champ, probably, right? If not, high contendership. It's so elite these days, it's hard to say he's going to become a champion. But the thing is, he's got in his head that he's like I'm going to fill, like I need, Anfield with 100,000 plus people. And yeah, you probably would sell it out. But the problem is there's stardom at your local level, like in the say country like the UK. But then there's like global stardom where it's like Conor McGregor level, right? It's the Conor McGregors, it's the Mike Tysons, it's the people who are that known within the sport that no matter what they do, where they go, they're gonna bring viewership, right? It's that global stardom to that next level, and that's the problem. Paddy Pimblett thinks it's like, he's up there, but he's not yet. He could be, right? This is the thing, he could be, but he has to play his cards right to get there. And he's just not kind of aggressive enough with it. Maybe he's not aggressive enough on the fight, calling fights out. He's not aggressive enough on really establishing that. And I get it. He's kind of using his platform for the better good, and he's coming at it from a different angle. But the thing is, with doing that, he's not growing. He's not really growing as much as he could be by coming at it from a different angle. And no, that's not meaning that he has to be an asshole like Colby Covington or anything like that, right? He doesn't have to be that. He just needs to maybe tame it in a way which is entertaining more, right? And hands down, like I said, after his call, after his post-fight interview the other day talking about mental health and those types of things, there's value to that, right? And he uses platforms to bring more attention to those types of things and do the better good for those types of things. And I'm fully in support of it. But I think using like the post-fight interview, it doesn't build his UFC stardom. It builds his platform for his stardom for his other causes that he's passionate about. And the things that he's passionate about, like I support, and I'm not saying that he shouldn't be doing it, but I think there's a time and a place. And if he wants to be that global level stardom, he needs to make sure he differentiates that a little bit, right? And maybe, he's just emotional after the fight and those types of things, and it all came out. But I think that's what he needs to do. He needs to start calling out some high level people, right? If you look at Paddy Pimblett and you look at someone like Sean O'Malley, very same mentality. Sean O'Malley's like, I'm going to be bigger than Conor McGregor. Like, I don't think it's possible. Conor McGregor is so massive that I think it's like off the charts to what people really think it is. But Sean O'Malley's not going to be there because he said it. He said he's going to become this big, right? Oh, I'm going to be bigger. You don't ever get there by saying that you're going to be bigger than someone. It happens, right? Conor McGregor has like never said, oh, I'm going to be bigger than XYZ, right? I'm going to be bigger than Floyd Mayweather. I'm going to be bigger than fucking Chael Sonnen or John Jones or those people who were at the top of the game. No, he never said that. He became it. He became it through a persona of entertainment and bringing us absolute cracking stylistic fight match. It's just entertainment at its prime, right? Obviously went downhill. So we're not going to go too far into that. But Paddy Pimblett needs to take out the ego from it, right? To an extent. And he needs to build upon the entertainment, start bringing in those fights, and start and put the ego in the back pocket when it comes to, well, I'm only going to fight at Anfield, I'm only going to fight in London, I don't want to fight in New York, and those types of things. Like, that's hurting you. Fight anyone, anytime, come out with a different mentality, and I truly think his stardom will be then on that global level if he just allows it. But restricting himself to like the UK fights only or European fights only, it's going to hurt his career long term if he wants to be massive, right? It's the same with Sean. Like, Sean O'Malley's now got, you know, that elite level contendership coming up in the UFC 280 PDN fight. But, you know, before, he really hasn't fought anyone of value. And this will be very interesting to see whether or not he is that kind of elite level fighter, or whether or not it's going to be a eye poke, or it's going to be a extremely boring kind of bouncing around the ring and not really engaging type of fight like his previous 2 fights have been. So I think these 2 guys, both Paddy Pimblett and Sean O'Malley, they think they're there, they're not there, and I think they need to let it grow naturally than trying to force it and say it and push it down people's throats, because that's not how fame works, in my opinion. That's not how things happen. Natural paths happen, things just end up down that path, and you're just like, okay, fuck, like now we're going, right? And that's just the way it goes. So that's the way I truly think. Whether or not I'm right or wrong, I don't know. I'm just spouting a bunch of shit. So you guys hopefully will listen to this video. And, you know, maybe I'll get more than 10 views. Maybe. We'll see. Let me know what you guys think. Why don't you leave me a comment in the description down below on these 2 gentlemen. And if you haven't hit that like or subscribe button, please do so. And I will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.